chip, chip. Oi, me scandalo!
Battery low? Let's keep going.
37.9 Celsius. Alright, it's the next day. $39.3. Hi little sloths, welcome to my mukbang. I'm so happy you're here, and so is Mr. Noodle. Say hi to Mr. Noodle, everyone. Say hello. As usual, Mr. Noodle's gonna be joining me for this feast. Do you guys know what this is? Well, you saw the title. Look at these, you guys. These are kimchi dumplings. And I'm gonna show you guys, it's still very hot. So I'm gonna show you guys step by step how to make these. Okay, so without further ado, let me take you down to the kitchen where I show you how I made them. Here we go. Here we go, down the stairs. We are off to the kitchen. Now, we already started making the dumpling dough, the dumpling little wrappers. We're following a step-by-step recipe from Maangchi. You guys can check her out, because we're making the Korean versions of dumplings. By the way, there's many different versions of dumplings, Thai versions, Chinese dumplings, blah, blah, blah. We're doing the Korean today, so. Oh my God, I went to the store today, this morning, and I got these beautiful, big avocados. A special treat. I know this is not part of the recipe, but for the avocado lovers out there, creamy, delicious, smooth. Yes. Oh, a big bite. This here is my third avocado. Good morning.
More complicated and it didn't save much. So far I need it.
Making textured soy protein because the recipe calls for pork. I'm adding about a tablespoon of cumin, tablespoon of garlic salt. Now I'm adding half a cup of water. Now I add some saffron for color. I have it set on high, and now I'm going to just stir it around.
The soy meat is done. You guys can use regular meat if you want. You can make this vegetarian, you know, dumplings. There's no like one way to make, even kimchi dumplings, as Maangchi said. She's like, there's many different things that people throw in there. So for me, I'm using soy meat, that's right here. We're boiling water over here for the noodles that we're gonna put inside. These are rice vermicelli noodles. You can use any kind of rice noodle, or they use glass noodles, the Koreans. You can use any kind of thing. Okay, so you can see this is a lot of noodles. Half of one white onion. Add it to the meat. We're gonna put this in a large, well, it doesn't have to be this large. Just put them into a mixing bowl. And we're gonna take this much spring onion. I've learned that Koreans love a lot of spring onion. So I'm gonna use a very sharp knife. Add that to the bowl. And for the star of the show, kimchi. Now this is special kimchi used strictly for Mandu, kimchi Mandu. This has been fermenting for 2 weeks. Koreans use very sour, very, very strong. So use about 1 cup of this. And here we go. Crunch, 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 crunch. Add that to the mixing bowl. I'm gonna come over here and we have the noodles, the rice noodles. And if you're using japchae noodles, AKA the glass noodles, please use those. We can't get those where we live. Chop them up into fine little pieces. Into the bowl you go. Tofu is the next ingredient that you're gonna use. We're gonna use 1/4 of this amount. I'm gonna chop it in the other way. This is all you're gonna need. What you wanna do is squeeze any of the water out of the tofu, okay? Because we don't want it to be liquidy. You don't have to do too much, but we wanna get that water out of there. This here is half a teaspoon, so we're gonna add 1 whole teaspoon of sesame seed oil. Sesame oil. Some freshly ground black pepper. And now we are gonna mix up all the ingredients. It smells so good. We're gonna add a plastic wrap to a baking sheet or a tray, something. This is what we're gonna put the the mandus on so it doesn't stick together or doesn't stick to the bottom of the tray. So you're gonna take one out of our, see they're, ooh, yes. They're still nice and not dry, but not wet. It's perfect, perfect. So these are gonna be different sizes because some of them are bigger than others. We tried. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take one of these Mandu wrapper sheets and we're gonna take a spoonful and we're gonna place it into the middle, just like that. Maangchi fills them up a lot. So I think for my first time, so she starts from the end, she pinches the end like this, and then she pulls over, pulls, and twists. Oh, that guy, no. Pull, and pinch. Okay, I'm trying. That's not too bad. It's not as pretty as Maangchi's, but we're gonna put that down over here and keep going. Ta-da! This is what they look like. Okay, this one looks pretty good. I think this look I was following the push-pull method. Oops, little pieces came off. Some of them, like this one's a little sad. It's not that full here. They're kind of coming out. So I'm telling you guys, this is very, very difficult, this recipe. All right, it takes practice. Even if you follow all the steps and measure everything correctly, it's very difficult. So anyways, to make the sauce, it's very, very simple. We're just gonna add some soy sauce to a bowl, some vinegar, oil to your place. Very, very carefully place them. This is what's happening. So I'm just gonna watch it happen. And as you can see, I just flipped these over. You want them to be nice, crunch, crunch. And that's that. Okay, so like I said in the video when I was downstairs, this is a very, very, very difficult recipe. Lots of little steps here. I mean, I had to make my own wrappers. Even if you have your own wrappers, just wrapping the things. I saw in different forums and even YouTube comments, because I watched multiple videos and people were just like, it's a lot harder than it looks. Like these aren't as pretty. You know, they almost look like pierogies, right? I mean, you that's a little bird, but you can tell they're dumplings. But anyways, you know, it all tastes the same, and I hope that you grab something great to eat because we're gonna eat together and spend the next, I don't know, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, however long it takes to get through this. And like I said in the video, I have my sauce, which is soy sauce and vinegar. You can also add like a little spring onion or even white onion to it, but I'm not gonna do that. No, that's okay. Now, when I went to Thailand and had dumplings, I used chopsticks. These are the jumbo size. I mean, come on. How are you gonna use chopsticks to hold something this large? It's as big as Mr. Noodle. Oh, no, I think not. So I'm gonna have my first bite. I'm so excited. Are you excited, Noodle? I mean, they look really nice. Now let's have my first bite. I'm gonna dip it in the sauce. Are you excited, Noodle? That's very tasty. Oops, it wouldn't be me if I didn't drop something, right? That's very, why is it red? Oh, the kimchi. The kimchi is making it red on the inside. Wow. Ooh. That's nice. Ooh. You guys want me to give some to Noodle? I will. This is very, very greasy. Just how I like it. He went straight for the kimchi. That surprises me. Not the noodle. Dumplings can be finger food. Just so that you know. Dumplings can be finger food. I do have a fork to get a few things, but I'll do that at the end. So when I went to Thailand, I actually had dumplings there. When I went to Mommy Tank's, hey, Just wait. When my Tank's house, I had dumplings. Where else have I really had dumplings? Those were like the main places I've ever had dumplings. Which is not that much, but it's one of my all-time favorite foods. Mmm. By the way, I'm wearing my You Now shirt. How many of you guys, my little sloths watching this, how many of you guys watch me on You Now? I try to do it, I want to say two times a week. Sometimes it comes out to 1 time a week, and then sometimes you do it 5 days in a row. You are greedy. Greedy. Here, have a piece of meat. That's soy though. Mmm. I keep saying to myself, what's that vinegar taste? I didn't even dip it in there. The kimchi. The 2-week fermenting kimchi. I know that sounds gross, but no, it's very nice. And very nice. And you agree. Okay, you guys, so story time, here we go. So, I am finally almost over the flu. I had some kind of freak accident. I don't even, where do I begin? Well, I know how to begin. I went for a bike ride. No, where we live is kind of flat. If you go out, 5 minutes that way, you hit a hill. Well, it's technically a mountain. And I ride that mountain every now and then. You are so cute. And I tried to do that maybe every other day. I don't do more than like 30 minutes, maybe 45 minutes max. Because I know how easily you can burn yourself out. And how dangerous it is. Over-exercising on the bicycle is very, very dangerous. Your bones start depleting. Your artery walls thin, your heart has, you can get an aneurysm. I mean, it's just like not pretty. Even professional, nothing against professional cyclists, but they're known to not live very long. They've done hundreds of autopsies on cyclists, and you can see their heart. It's, people say exercise is good, but over-exercising, too much of anything is just as bad as nothing at all. You understand? Mm-hmm. And this is perfect for the story. One day, like 4 days ago, I went on a bike ride. I went up the dang hill, I went down the dang hill, came back home, and I'm like, I still have energy, let's do this. I think I had a lot of, what did I do? If I eat a lot of food the day beforehand, then I feel like I have this sustained energy where I can keep on going. And I did it again. I did it twice in a row. I don't have, what do you call it, a Garmin? What do you think it's called? I don't know. I don't have a watch. So I have no idea how long I'm gone for. I came back, and Orland's like, where were you? We're gone for an hour and a half. I'm like, what? Like double. And I guess it makes sense if I did the thing twice, but I don't know. I felt so good. When I came back, I felt good, but after, like within an hour or two, I felt bad. Shaky, not shaky, not like electrolyte imbalance shaking, not like I need sugar shaking, like this intense internal fatigue in my muscles. It felt like a flu just popped right into me. And I thought, oh, I just over-exercised. And so I had trouble sleeping that night. It was really, really bad. And I woke up the next day and it was way worse. Way worse. And I'm just like, oh, I over-exercised. But then I got a fever. Yeah, excuse me. Hey, I need some sauce over here. Oh, I'm eating where Noodle ate. Germs. He's saying I don't have germs. What's wrong with you? Well, I had never felt so sick in my life. And I kept reading all about overexercise. Cyclists in particular. I'm not a cyclist. I'm just saying it because I ride a bike and whatever. They are very, very, very prone to deteriorating. Like, people want to look skinny and everything, but that does not mean you're healthy. And I never like, I was reading all these medical studies. I never realized, you can just Google like cyclists' negative effects, or like artery health, or aneurysm, or heart health, or bone loss, or hair loss. Like, it's just crazy. Burning out adrenals. Cyclists, their burnout, they're out of any sports, the first one that it's so easy. Because like I said, you don't even realize you're sitting down, you're on this machine. Now if you're running, after halfway up that hill, I would have been like, I'm going home, you know? That's why people like cycling, because it's easier to do more. That's not healthy. So I got very sick, and then I got fever, and I was shaking in bed. I had the shivers. I felt so cold, yet I was burning hot. Here, you can crunch on that part. Let's see if he grabs it with his foot. Yay! Ooh, listen to this is noodle ASMR over here. And so this is day 2, and I'm shaking and shivering, and I felt, this is very hard to concentrate. I felt really bad. And I felt I couldn't breathe right. My heart felt like it was gonna stop. Just getting up, I felt dizzy. Where are your manners? Who taught you to eat with your mouth open? Anyways. Practice what you preach. Practice what you preach. This almost killed me. So I thought, okay, I clearly had the flu. It was 2 things at once. It was over-exercising. My body did not know how to handle it. And number 2, Noodle, this is so difficult. Number 2, I got the flu. And everyone says when you are sick, you have to stay very hydrated. This is like fireworks over here in my ear. So to stay hydrated, I drink 2 of these. This bottle is 2.2 liters. I drank 4 liters. Okay? On top of the liter or 2 I already drank that day. It takes 6 liters of water to kill a human body. To make your brain stop. Okay? 6 liters. I was so close to that. And that explains what happened. I have never been this close to the camera to show you what I'm eating. Look at the kimchi, look at the vegetables, look at the everything. Oh yes, it's so. Ooh, that kick, the punch of the kimchi. And the oiliness. And the crunch. So, this was day 2 or 3. No, day 2. Right before bed, 4 liters. That night. You guys saw on Snapchat. Those of you that follow me on Snapchat, I'd say my average snap gets about 3,000 views right now. Those 3,000 sloths, you guys helped me stay alive. In particular, some people, Tracy was her name? No, not Guai Wei. I don't know any named Quang Wei, do you? I'm sorry if that's your real name. Oh gosh, because sometimes you say silly syllables and it turns out it could be someone's name in a different language. So, no, not Quang Wei. Tracy and another lady, they told me what to do, but I didn't tell them about the water till afterwards. All that night, I felt like I was about to see the light. It was so bad. Do you know what happens when you overdrink water? Why do humans die from drinking over water? Let me tell you why. Your brain swells. Your kidneys can't filter out the water so quickly, so it just and your kidneys kind of break down a little bit. They stop working properly. Your blood just gets more and more saturated with water. It busts open, the cells get messed up. Your brain starts swelling. If your brain swells to a certain amount, you die. Hyponatremia, you die. Some people that have hyponatremia, they actually have to take them to the hospital and cut open their skull to let their brain continue swelling so it can deswell. That's the only way to save them. I know this story is not very pleasant for eating, but it's real life. So I drank like 5 liters of water that day. 4 of them back to back before bed. I shoved it in. I thought maybe I will wake up without the flu if I just drink a lot of water. I'm not very smart. Wow. All that night I woke up every hour or two to go to the bathroom. And then I would just drink more to like replenish. I'm like, no, I'm losing it. I need more. But my brain, my head, it felt like someone was not pounding, because it was like a constant push, a constant pressure. Very good. The kimchi's strong, you guys. It was the perfect amount. With the tofu and everything, that kind of buffers the strongness. You don't even need much dip, honestly. Oh, these are good. These are so good. And I woke up the next morning. I couldn't feel my legs. My knees were hurt. My knees. I felt my joints. Something. I remember telling Orla, it feels like someone's squeezing my arteries and ripping them, like pulling them, like my veins. I felt so much pressure points all over my body. I was aching. I was still shaking. I felt cold. We took the temperature. 103.7 degrees Fahrenheit. 103.7 degrees Fahrenheit. That's pretty high. I told Orlin I drank all the water. But when I woke up, I also felt drunk. I couldn't even walk down the stairs. I went to the kitchen and collapsed on the floor. And I was saying something to him. I don't even remember what I was saying, but he was like, you did not make sense. You were pale. So I told him about the water thing. He's just like, oh my God, we have to take you to the hospital. They have to put an IV. The only way, there's 2 ways. They open up your skull, because I told him about my head. I was literally crying. Like, it doesn't sound that extreme from this story, but literally I was crying. Literally, it was like a horror movie. And what was I saying? Oh, yeah, my fever and everything. We take you to the hospital, they cut in your skull, or they give you an IV. Oh, just thinking about the IV makes me want to faint. I pass out very easily. And if I would pass out in this state, I might not wake up. That was my fear. I would pass out when they put the IV in, because it's a guarantee. I pass out when I get my hair cut. You guys know? The idea of something sharp going next to my skin, my body shuts down. It's like this response. See, I'm already a little lightheaded just saying this. One of these days, I'm going to pass out for you on camera accidentally, and it's not going to be pretty. So anyways, I said no to the IV. And Orlin said, okay, the only thing that I know to do is we have to load you up with salt. Oh, and thank you to the snappers like that. Tracy and another lady. One lady, she was a nurse or something, and she was like, eat pickles and drink pickle juice for electrolytes. Oh. Eat salty crackers. Don't eat anything with moisture. You want to absorb some of that water. Eat salty crackers. And then Orlin smashed up an avocado, potassium, because there's electrolytes. Sodium, potassium, chloride. You need chloride. Did you know that? I had no idea. Your body actually needs chloride. It needs salt. And that's why you look at Caterade or Powerade. You look at the back. Look what it's balanced with. It's perfectly. I mean, we have science today. Hello, this is not the 1800s. So, it is balanced. It is what you need. But the pain was so intense. I was in so much pain. My head hurt so bad. I was crying. That helped too to get out some of the water. I was crying. And then Orlin started crying because I said, you know, if I die, you're the best things that's ever happened to me. You know, I'm sorry for anything I've ever done. You know, like, I've had a lot of good things out of my life. You know, it was just very, like, sad. Because he really wanted to take me to the hospital, and I said no. It was very bad. So I went 3 hours or something, 4 hours, without going to the bathroom, even though I had 2 of these inside me. It was very scary. It was like I was a ticking time bomb. I was just waiting to die. Oh, and then my breathing got really, really bad. Now, the breathing thing wasn't bad until he fed me the avocado and the crackers. And I said, Orlin, I can feel my pulse on every part of my body. It was like, I'm laying in bed, right? I'm just like, I feel the pulse. He's like, Nick, your heart's coming back to life. Your heart was literally about to fail. He's like, the potassium, the salt is actually helping you. You know, if humans don't have enough salt, they die. Do you know that salt is what helps to, the electricity in your body run, to go from neuron to neuron. We are electric. That's why when I was salt-free for like 3 years, especially on a raw food diet, I was the dumbest of my life. For me, I had no motivation to do anything. I was a lump on the log. I didn't care about hygiene. I didn't care about this. I stopped having aspirations and goals. I stopped wanting to work. I'm telling you, most people that I know, they're like long-term raw foods, whatever, that are like, no salt, salt is toxic. They don't do much of anything. They don't have jobs, okay? You kind of just start shutting down. It happens to other animals too. If they don't get enough salt, like a fish, if a fish starts dying or if it's injured, you put them in a little pool of salt and they come back to life, or they heal. Or this fish already got like sick as soon as we brought it back from the pet store or whatever, the aquarium place. Yeah, pet store. It got messed up in travel or whatever. We thought it was gonna die. It was like kind of going like this, not really flapping its fins. Put it in salt within a few minutes. It's like a pick me up. Elephants travel miles and miles and miles to go eat salt. The earliest humans were gatherers of minerals, of salt. We have been doing this for thousands of years. Salt can be saved, salt can be preserved. It is so essential. Obviously you can overdo it, but that's with any food or anything. Water, you can overdo it. So if some people say, I mean, it's very easy in modern society to overeat on salt. So everyone's just like, salt-free, don't eat salt, it's the devil. It's like, no, that's an extreme response to an extreme case of people eating salts, putting salt on top of salty food already. It's extreme to just not eat any sodium anymore. Relying to get it on vegetables is just so unreliable, because there's different species, varieties of celery, for example. Some have salt, some don't. Some have very little, and it's different per bite. It is very unreliable to get sodium from your vegetables anymore. Ever. The requirements that we need. Sure, there's a little in there, but that's not our basic requirement. Same with a lot of minerals in general. You're not gonna find them in, not really vegetables. You'll find more so in vegetables, but like fruit. I'm thinking fruit. I'm thinking of the raw food thing, you know? People eat all this fruit. Yeah, they have little traces of minerals, but that is nowhere near the doses you need to be healthy. That science kind of says. I butchered that one. Okay, next. So, eventually the headaches started to go down. It took a full day to go down. It was terrible, you guys, and I slept so much. Miss Kitty kept me company. Not Mr. Noodle. Actually, no, we did bring up Mr. Noodle for a little bit on the bed post. So now I've learned my lesson. There's no reason to shove in so much water. Do you know horses die from that? I don't know if I said that already. Horses, it's well known that they drink themselves to death. They can't stop drinking. Oh, yeah, let's touch my face. There we go. You know, now when I think back to salt is responsible for motivation and electricity in your brain, it helps you think. So much of my past when I was like salt-free, it explains why it was so hard for me to edit a video. It was so hard for me to like do something, or like I would get up, exercise, and then have no energy for the rest of the day. I burnt through all my nerve energy. I was kind of just a zombie. Salt is so important. Being hydrated is important too, but life is about balance, right? I ate some fried food today. Is that gonna kill me? No. If I eat it every day, yeah, it might. But it doesn't mean you have to take one out completely or the other. Like, I mean, the old saying, finding balance is forever gonna be true. It's always gonna be true. Thing about cyclists, I have some friends that have been some friends that riding their bike for like 4 hours a day, doing these extreme things, and that they actually gained weight from it. You know how crazy it is? You're gaining weight from exercising. It's because it's too much. Your body starts stressing out, holding on to everything. Gotta find the balance. I'm gonna be careful. I will not scratch the thing, you know. Just gonna carefully, since it fell apart, glide it into my mouth. Well, you guys, this was so delicious. It took a very long time to make. Didn't turn out to be perfect. And you know, it takes practice. Like, of course it's gonna be terrible when you do anything at first. Something, right, like special stuff. Like, sometimes it's not gonna be the best, right? When you go to the restaurant, it's like second nature to them. It's like me playing the violin. If you put a piece of music in front of me, I'll play it. Because I have 10 years of or whatever experience. So it's the same thing. Because I was thinking like, oh my gosh, if I had to do this for a living, I would charge $50 per dumpling. This is so much work. But now it's like, no, once it becomes easy, it's cheap ingredients. If you think about flour and vegetable, pasta. Kimchi is even expensive in the stores, and it's like, it's fish sauce with pineapple juice and cabbage. Especially where I live. I don't even know how much you guys pay for cabbage where you live. I never really ate that growing up, but now I usually use it for kimchi to ferment it, or I'll steam it on top of some rice if I don't have broccoli or cauliflower that day, because I always eat one of the two every single day. You know, he never really made all these noises in the past. Mr. Noodle had to find his balance. We were feeding him just potatoes and beans and rice and some fruit. He wasn't growing his feathers. It looked like he went through a blender. Everyone was leaving comments saying, "What do you do to your bird?" They are what? That poor bird looks so abused. It looks like they shake him up every night. And I'm just like, no. And month after month, I'm like, okay. Well, once I saw the light and someone hit me in the head and say, "Hey, you gotta change your diet. It's not very good long term." I was like, well, Mr. Noodle. And then Orlin was like, yeah, well, at the vets we fed them eggs. I'm like, well, why aren't we feeding him eggs? As soon as we fed him eggs, his chest used to be white. You could see all his down feathers. He wasn't even growing feathers there. The feathers grew in. So Mr. Noodle had to find his balance. Now, if you feed just eggs every day to the bird, because in the wild, they would only eat eggs, I don't know, once a week. I don't know. I don't even know what it'll come out to. He's saying every day. Missy. But, you know, he's a baby too, so babies require even more. Well, not, you know, yeah, he's still kind of a baby. Well, you guys, I just ate dumplings. And if you're happy I'm alive, please give this video a thumbs up by pressing the like button, and please consider subscribing because I'm here every single day. Yeah, I just feel so happy that, excuse me, I did not die. It literally honestly felt like I was going to. You know. And you know, let me tell you an honest truth. I don't take much medicine. Like, I could have taken Tylenol, I could have taken, what else does someone recommend to me? The only thing I took was ibuprofen. I only did it once and I was like, oh, I don't want to do it anymore. I think Tracy, she's a mother, she was telling me that. I told her, I was like, yeah, I've gone through years of my life being told that, like, if you're able to kind of, see, this is very not good. It's not good, right? That I'm afraid of medicine. You shouldn't be afraid of medicine. Medicine is here to help you. But I also see it as the ibuprofen is not going to make this flu go away faster. It's not going to help heal anything faster. It's only going to help me not be in pain. But you always pay a price for everything you do, right? And I don't know. I don't think I've ever experienced bad side effects from ibuprofen, but I don't know. I do enough crazy stuff with my food with dyes and frying, so it's like I'm probably going through enough. So I kind of dealt with the pain, and I probably should not. I should have taken a lot more pain meds. So if you're ever sick and if you have the flu, do not drink too much water. You can have a liter and that's it, and wait a few hours and 5 hours and have maybe half a liter more, something like that. Drink Gatorade, that's what I did. But like, seriously, just take medicine too. You don't do what I did. That's why it was so extra dramatic for me. I was so extra. I'm so extra, Mr. Noodle. Because literally, it's very intensified when you don't, it's like getting your wisdom teeth out without painkillers. You know, it's just like, oh, it feels like the end of the world. So, I mean, it's been 2 days since, so I'm kind of, okay, I made it through. I am here. Everything's fine, but I'm never going to forget that. And, you know, I want to say another thing. You know, now we're just chatting, you guys. So, if you feel like leaving, you can go. Thank you. I appreciate your time. You can leave. But no, in all seriousness, I want to tell you something. So when I was on YouNow 2 days ago, I told you guys that I got some comments, not that many. It's not like I really care what they have to say, but it's to make a good point to you guys that I do care about, is that, oh, well, since you eat meat now, because you guys know I was vegan for a long time, and then I started eating, you know, basically anything, they're saying, well, that's why you get the flu. But But it's so funny because I remember documenting in vlogs when the bedroom was being made. You guys remember when we moved in? We rented the place. Well, we had to rent here. We got a discount while they were doing this construction. But we had to live in construction. They were fixing up the upstairs. The guy was doing whatever. So I got so sick, so sick, remember? And then I went through one point where I also got the shakes and I barely ate. And it was pretty much the flu. And I was literally eating beans, lentils, rice, lots of potatoes, vegetables, fruit. I wasn't even eating much pasta back then. That's before I even started doing noodle mukbangs. All right? It was very like Whole Foods healthy to them, you know? I got the flu. And then the camera, then I think back to 2 or 3 years ago, 2014 or 15, 14, I think, we came to Colombia and we stayed at a farm. Now this is back when I was on Orland's channel and we only had, I don't know, 2,000 or 3,000 subscribers. If you're one of those people, let me know. Let me know if you've been here. When we made the Real House Vegans of Avocado County. Well, I was a raw foodist back then. Didn't even eat salt. Yeah, that was at least 3 years ago. So I was doing what I thought was healthy back then too, according to my whole group, you know? You surround yourself by people you want to be like. I surround myself with the holistic doctors and the raw vegan leaders and blah, blah, blah. And they all said, yes, you're doing it right. I got a huge viral attack that wiped me out for days. And it was the same thing I experienced 3 days ago. Having a fever and shaking, feeling like I could feel someone pulling my insides apart. You're messy. I don't know, that's probably gonna bother some of you guys' OCD, right? Seeing all his crumbs. I'm so sorry. And then I remember in college in 2010, when I was like, I'm thinking of all the different diets, right? Everyone gets the flu. I remember there's this one doctor that I used to really watch all the time, a starch-based doctor, and he says on his, like, in an interview I did with him, he was just like, I still get the flu like once a year, like every other person, has nothing to do with. So that's why, to the haters, listen, no, you still get sick, regardless of diet. Now, a lot of people are out there gonna pretend like they don't, because it makes them feel better. Or maybe you happen to go a year or two where you don't. That doesn't mean it's gonna be that way forever. It doesn't mean that, it means they're probably special. I had one friend like that in Florida. She loved to say, I haven't been sick for 25 years. I've been a Whole Foods holistic blah 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 for 25. I've never had an ounce of sickness. I've never had a cold or a single sniffle. And I'm just like, oh, I don't know. Viruses, no matter what you eat, it's like stepping on glass. You step on it, you get it. Animals in the wild that eat their natural diet still get viruses and still die from them. Viruses are something that the humans we don't even understand what a virus is. We don't even know if it came from alien life. We don't even know if it's dead or alive. We don't understand how it works completely. All right, so it's not like I ate 5 pieces of broccoli and you eat fried food, I will never get sick. You will still get sick if you step on that piece of glass. It's gonna go through your foot no matter what you're eating. You understand? So these people that act like they don't. Do you guys know people like that? Even friends of yours that you still like as a person, you get along with them, this and that. But it's one of those little things. It's like, oh, would you be quiet about that? Oh, God bless you, Noodle. So, I just want to remind you guys of that. That, yeah, you can still get sick. You know what? If I had maybe 3 or 4 more, I could eat that. Let's talk about calories. Okay, so I used half a bag of flour right there. That's 500 calories. I use a clump of rice noodles. That's probably 400 calories. So we're almost at 1,000 if you add the oil. Now, the vegetables is the tofu. So, I don't know, 1,400 calories because this was 14 dumplings. Yeah. This is definitely a chit chat. I know you guys, for the past month basically, I've been doing lots of like challenges or like going out to a restaurant. Like 2 days ago, I went to a Mexican restaurant, which yes, I realized, thank you, it was probably not authentic. I called it authentic because the guy said it was authentic, but people, like I said, I never get sick. Oh, come to my restaurant, this is authentic. You know, see, just, they sell themselves. So, and someone ignorant like me, I don't know what's authentic. It's like a taco when it was a flauta, something like that. Still delicious nonetheless. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so like if I'm in a restaurant, I'm not doing much talking. I'm not really keeping you guys company. I mean, I might do a little bit if there's people around me. I don't know. I don't want to be too flamboyant, especially out where I, even if I was in, yeah, even when I went to Los Angeles, where it's pretty accepting to see some some flamboyant man talking to a camera in the middle of In-N-Out Burger, which I did. I was still a little quiet, you know? It's much more easy when I have closed surroundings. The only people that hear me are Orland, Mr. Noodle, Miss Kitty, and the neighbors. The neighbors, they have already sketched out level 10 gay. They have already determined I am a level 10 from listening to what goes on in this casa. Yeah, they know. So, I really am sorry that I have not done very long mukbangs, which I love doing. I love to chat. I love to cook and chat and eat and chat and talk after the show. And my mukbangs, when I started getting in the groove of them, they were all at like 45 minutes to an hour. And I love that. Because, you know, people will click out whenever they want. Even if it's a 5-minute vlog, people will click out after 30 seconds if they want to. But a lot of you guys want to listen more, or I have more to say. So I promise, let's wrap this up, that the more of these mukbangs I do, I will do more talking. And story time, highly requested story time is part 2 of The Crazy German Lady. What else is more stories about my mom? You guys are always asking about that. And I can probably, you know, you have to think of something. It's like, okay, what happened? Oh yeah, you can only remember so much in a moment. But then one day I'll be sitting down and I'll think of something that happened when I was 7 years old and I'll be like, why did this just pop into my head? That is the time that I would share something like that in a mukbang. So, you guys, I'm gonna get going. Thank you so much for joining me. If you're new, please consider subscribing because I'm here every single day. And you can find me on YouNow. I might go on there today. No, I was on there yesterday. I'm gonna wait one more day because I have to edit this and it's nighttime. This, like I said, took so long. It was, yeah, very long. And have a great day. Say goodbye to Mr. Noodle. Oh, you're so... You're so sad, Mr. Noodle. Don't show them your behind, or you can show them your feathers. Look at these feathers coming out. You guys, his feathers were never this beautiful. He's like, nope, they weren't. And look at his wing feathers and everything. Okay. There he goes, climbing up high and going to his spot, always on the left-hand side. Bye, guys.